जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदा यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. जय राधा माधव, जय पंच तत्व, जय नरसिंहदेव, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय राधा माधव, जय पंच तत्व, जय नरसिंहदेव, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय 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 ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणानंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Nigama kalpatarorghalitam phalam sukha mukhadamrita drava samyutam pivata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, we are reciting and reading the text from 3rd canto, 21st chapter, verse 7, in the chapter Conversation between Manu and Kardama. The 7th verse is there on the board. Please repeat after me. Tataḥ samādhi-yuktena, tataḥ samādhi-yuktena, kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ, kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ, samprapede harim bhaktyā, samprapede harim bhaktyā, prapanna-varadāśuṣam, prapanna-varadāśuṣam, tataḥ samādhi-yuktena, kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ, samprapede harim bhaktyā, prapanna-varadāśuṣam. Tataḥ samādhi-yuktena, kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ, samprapede harim bhaktyā, prapanna-varadāśuṣam. Tataḥ samādhi-yuktena, kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ, samprapede harim bhaktyā, prapanna-varadāśuṣam. Mataji's. tataḥ samādhi-yuktena kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ samprapede harim bhaktyā prapanna-varadāśuṣam. Trance. Tataḥ samādhi-yuktena kriyā-yogena kardamaḥ samprapede harim bhaktyā prapanna-varadāśuṣam. Tataḥ, then in that penance, samādhi-yuktena, in trance, kriyā-yogena, by bhakti-yoga worship, kardamaḥ, the sage Kardama, samprapede, served, harim, the personality of Godhead, bhaktyā, in devotional service, prapanna, to the surrendered souls, varadāśuṣam, the bestower of all blessings. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhayacharya in the Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. During that period of penance, the sage Kardama, by worship through devotional service in trance, propitiated the personality of Godhead, who is the quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to Him for protection. Purport. The significance of meditation is described here. Kardama Muni practiced mystic yoga meditation for 10,000 years just to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. Therefore, whether one practices yoga or speculates and does research to find God, one's effort must be mixed with the process of devotion. Without devotion, nothing can be perfect. The target of perfection and realization is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Sixth Chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, it is clearly said that one who constantly engages in Kṛṣṇa consciousness is the topmost yogī. The personality of Godhead, Hari, also fulfills the desires of his surrendered devotee. One who is surrendered unto the lotus feet of personality of Godhead, Hari or Kṛṣṇa, in order to achieve real success. Devotional service or engagement in Kṛṣṇa consciousness is the direct method Devotional service or engagement in Kṛṣṇa consciousness is the direct method, and all other methods, although recommended, are indirect. In this age of Kali, the direct method is especially more feasible than the indirect, because people are short-living, their intelligence is poor, and they are poverty-stricken and embarrassed by so many miserable disturbances. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, has given the greatest boon in this age. One simply has to chant the holy name of God to attain perfection in spiritual life. The word samprapede harim means that in various ways, Kardama Muni satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, by his devotional service. Devotional service is also expressed by the word kriyā-yogena. Kardama Muni not only meditated but also engaged in devotional service. To attain perfection in yoga practice or meditation, one must act in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Remembering is meditation also. But who is to be remembered? One should remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not only must one remember the Supreme Person, one must hear about the activities of the Lord and chant His glories. This information is in the authoritative scriptures. After engaging himself for 10,000 years in performing different types of devotional service, Kardama Muni attained the perfection of meditation. But that is not possible in the age of Kali, wherein it is very difficult to live for as much as 100 years. At the present moment, who will be successful in the rigid performance of many yoga rules and regulations? Moreover, perfection is attained only by those who are surrendered souls. Where there is no mention of the personality of Godhead, where there is surrender, and where there is no meditation upon Supreme Personality of Godhead, where is yoga practice? Unfortunately, people in the age, especially persons who are of a demoniac nature, want to be cheated. Thus, the personality of Godhead sends great cheaters who mislead them in the name of yoga and render their lives useless and doomed. In Bhagavad-gītā, therefore, it is clearly stated in the 16th chapter, verse 17, that rascals of self-made authority, being puffed up by illegally collected money, perform yoga without following the authoritative books. They are very proud of the money they have plundered from innocent persons who wanted to be cheated. Hariṁ Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkrupatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamiti Namane Namacharya Padaya Nitaya Kripapatayane Gaura Katadavada Nagaragaratane Katanjana Smriti Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Viparitam Syat Shri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hare Krishna. So we are in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this chapter is titled Conversation between Manu and Kardama. Till now we have already heard about how different demons were killed. Vidura has asked about Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha got killed in the previous chapter, and after that Vidura asked about various creations, Sarga and Visarga, and that was described. Now we are in the chapter where Vidura has asked about the descendants of Swayambhuva Manu. And Swayambhuva Manu's descendants, especially Priyavarta and Uttanapada, he has asked about the daughter Devahuti and Kardama. And in this particular verse, we are about to see, or we are just seeing, how Kardama Muni is performing devotional service to the Lord in order to have his darshan. In the purport, Prabhupada has given many points. 2 points I am getting inspired to explore in this particular assembly of all learned Vaishnavas. So there is a point which is said that perfection is attained only by those who are surrendered souls. Surrendered souls, Prabhupada says that perfection is attained only by those who are attained by surrendered souls. And the second point is, Lord Chaitanya therefore has given the greatest boon in this age. One simply has to chant the holy name of God to attain perfection in spiritual life. These 2 points we'll try to churn in this particular few minutes that we have. In Bhagavad-gītā, surrender comes at the end. Krishna is speaking about surrender in the 18th chapter. Even before that, he actually finished speaking about karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. And then he is actually giving a choice to Arjuna. Even after speaking so much, he is saying, iti te jnanamakyatam guhyatanam maya vimrisyete dasheshena yadi ichchasi tata kuru. He is saying, please do whatever you want after completely exploring all the possibilities. You have understood so many things. You do whatever you want. After that, Kṛṣṇa can't keep quiet, because after concluding also, he is having this soft-hearted, tender care towards Arjuna, because he says that Arjuna is very dear to me. So even after concluding and says, you do whatever you want. You know, when we are conversing with somebody after speaking for such a long time, and we have told this point, that point, plus, minus, we have told everything, and then we say, do whatever you want. Kṛṣṇa didn't tell it in disgust, but he told it with lot of love, saying that, please, you have a choice. As a jiva, you have a free will. After understanding everything, you can do whatever you want. You have that free will. But even after giving that free will, Kṛṣṇa advises two other things to Arjuna. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. He says that, please do worship towards me. And then he says, sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami mashucha. Kṛṣṇa is very merciful. Why? Because even after telling the Bhagavad-gītā, he is giving a choice, and even after that he is giving a direction to Arjuna, saying that sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami mashucha. Don't worry, I am going to take care of all your sins. You just have to do what? Sarvadharman parityajya. You have to give up all varieties of religion. And mamekam sharanam vraja. You have to surrender unto me. Few of the times when I read these verses with my friends who are not in Kṛṣṇa consciousness per se, not visibly in this life, they said, isn't this too egoistic for this guy to ask? Surrender to me only. Isn't it very egoistic, saying that you do whatever you want? He's saying that after that also he's saying, you give up everything and surrender to me. What is this condition? Oh, true, it is a condition. That is how it works. So Kṛṣṇa is in that mood, saying that you surrender to me, I will take care of you. So what is it that stops the jiva from surrendering? We all know. We have all read Bhagavad-gītā multiple times. Bhagavatam we have read multiple times. Chaitanya Charitamrita we have read multiple times. We have heard multiple times. We have to surrender. So as in theory we are completely in line that we have to surrender. But are we surrendered? It's a question which all of us have to ask ourselves. We can't answer for the other people. Are we surrendered? What is the symptom of surrender? Symptom of surrender is there is no anxiety, there is no fear, there is no anger, there is no hatred. So we have to look deep into our heart. Do I have anxiety? Yes. If I go late into the ashram, maybe my prasadam is not there. That's an anxiety. If I go home and there are so many guests and maybe I have to do a lot of service even after having so many rounds of chanting pending, that is an anxiety. So when I get old, maybe my muscles will not work, maybe my hands and legs will not work. How will I survive alone? Who is going to take care of me? Is there a system which we have set up so that somebody can take care of me while I am on the wheelchair? It's an anxiety for people who are growing old. Especially people who have said that, oh, I don't want this material world, I don't want any system, I can't do this, I can't do that, I will be with devotees. Then we come and see, open our eyes here, oh my God, there is no system. It's an anxiety. So if there is an anxiety, what does it mean? It only means that the surrender is still incomplete. Surrender is still incomplete. A person who is completely surrendered, you know what he will do? At the age of 70, he'll pick up a box of books and just board onto one boat without knowing where he is going, who is receiving him, whether to go left, whether to go right, who is going to help him, who is going to take care of him, who is going to take care of his needs, whether people are going to accept what I am going to say or not, whether people are going to understand my accent also, whether people are going to welcome me, whether they are going to shove me away. No anxiety. Bhagavatam is going, I am carrying. That is no anxiety. That is surrender. So when it comes to surrender, we have heard that surrender means this. How many, all of us have heard of surrender? What does surrender mean to you, Prabhu? What is it that we have to do? What is action?
We have to give up our own personal agendas and just accept whatever.
Okay. Prabhu, you have something else to say? What does surrender mean to you?
Krishna says, Mam ekam, so make me number one. So you put Krishna above everything else. And make Krishna your number one choice every time.
You make Krishna your number one choice every time. Okay, fine. So what does it practically mean to us?
Vinod Thakur gives 6 symptoms of surrender.
6 symptoms of surrender is there. That is symptom. But what we are supposed to do? Okay, that is also there. Anukulasya sankalpam, pratikulasya varjanam, rakshasiti vishwaso, gotrupva varnam tate, atmanishpeksha karpanya. These are shadvida sharanagati. These are 6 ways of surrender. You have anything else to add?
Listen, practically we take the order of our spiritual master.
Yeah.
We make it number one in our life. We try to fulfill it with our heart, mind and soul.
Correct. So when there is surrender, means that we are aligning to the instructions in the Shastra which is given by us by our Guru. Because we are clear, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra have been triangulated. Guru is in line with the Shastra. Sadhus have also told the same thing. Shastra is telling the same thing. Guru is giving me instruction. I am going to align myself for that. What do you mean by aligning myself? Am I aligning my senses? Am I aligning my... Because if you go Sankhya ways, if you look at surrender and understand Sankhya, what am I aligning? Aligning my senses? Aligning my intelligence? Aligning myself, the soul? What is it that I am doing? So surrender means aligning to the words of the Shastra. Understanding that the Shastra is correct. But which Shastra? Because when in the Bhagavad-gītā Kṛṣṇa came and said, Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. After that he left. Who is going to tell which Shastra to surrender? How is it going to happen? And in Bhagavatam, at the end we say Nama Sankirtana, yes. So he said, do Nama Sankirtana. But how should one do Nama Sankirtana? Mahaprabhu came and taught us. So if we look at different varieties of surrender that we see that there are top levels of surrender. One example of surrender which we hear from the Mahabharata is Draupadi. Draupadi, after the Pandavas and Kauravas played the game of dice, not for the first time, for the second time. Yudhishthira, first time he lost, but then it was given back to him. But then it was again they played. When they again played, then it became very, very serious. They wagered Draupadi also. And Dushyasana was called and Duryodhana said, she is our property now. Disrobe her in public. They wanted to disrespect her in public. So Draupadi, when she was there, Kṛṣṇa was elsewhere. She was there and Dushyasana is trying to shame her by removing her clothes in public. She started chanting Govinda, Kṛṣṇa, Govinda, Kṛṣṇa, because she knew Kṛṣṇa is going to save. And ultimately Kṛṣṇa came and saved. After all those things, Draupadi once asked Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, you came and helped me and all those things is fine, but why did you not come immediately? Why so much of drama? You're a drama man. So why did you let me go all the way till there? He said, see, you started chanting Kṛṣṇa Govinda, but what was in your mind? First when you started Krishna Govinda, you were looking at Arjuna and Bhima. As a Stri Dharma, you expected your husbands to save you. Get up and save me. You guys are capable of killing everybody with your bare hands, especially Bhima. And Bhima was ready to do also, but waiting for Yudhishthira to say something. So she was looking at Arjuna and Bhima, chanting Krishna and Govinda, but looking at Arjuna and Bhima. Then did not work. They just put their heads below because they did not have the order from Yudhishthira. She continued chanting Krishna and Govinda. Next, she looked at Drona, person who has taught the Kuru Vamsha. The Kauravas and Pandavas agree to whatever he has said. If he stood up and said this was wrong, they would have stopped it. So she was expecting Drona to do something. Continued to chant Krishna and Govinda. But then when Drona put his head down, she looked at Bhishma, the great grandsire of Kuru Vamsha, who has always supported the throne of Hastinapura. Nobody will say no to him. She looked at him. Oh, he could not do anything. He was in shame. Dhritarashtra is the king. He is the one who can actually do justice to everybody who's fallen, who's getting tortured. He's supposed to do it. It's his duty. So she looked at him. No, he could not do anything. He was blind, and also he was blind with the love for his son who was doing all atrocities. So at the end, even after Dhritarashtra did not take any action, she started chanting Krishna Govinda, and held it with her own hands, held the sari with her own hands and her teeth. She tried her own self-power. So she started with dharma, husbands, with guru, which is going to be there as an advice, and the culture of the land, which is the grandsire Bhishma, then the king, then self-power. Then when nothing was working, she gave up her hand and then chanted Krishna Govinda from her heart and completely surrendered. That is when Krishna said, yes, I am going to save you now. This is the example of surrender which we get from Mahabharata. So Krishna said, this is what happened. Just compare it with the surrender of the Gopas. Once when they were tending their cows, from Bandir one, they went into another one, near one, I never forget the name of the one, starts with an M, beyond Vrindavan. That vana was very dense, and there was a lot of trees and shrubs there, and so the cows got lost. And when they went inside, there were a lot of dry shrubs and trees. The cows went inside, the Gopas went behind them, and they were inside this vana. Mahira vana. Okay, so when they went inside, the soldiers of Kamsa lit up the entire forest, started burning. What do Gopas know? They know only one thing. They called Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, help me, help me, help us. When Krishna came there, again he put a condition. Close your eyes. See, when there is fire and there is danger to us, the first instinct is to find a way out, exit. You know, if you go to aircraft, they say, please look at where you are sitting and see the emergency exit. It might just be behind you. Don't run from the front. Okay? They give you instructions like this. So you have to notice, where are the fire exits? If there is any water landing, there will be parachute. So this kind of emergency instructions they give. The first instinct of human beings or of anybody is to save themselves by opening their eyes and seeing where to go. But what did Krishna say? Counterintuitively said, close your eyes. And the Gopas, without thinking, closed their eyes. And immediately Krishna sucked up the entire fire, and in the moment they were at the bank of Bandirvan already again. So this is an example of surrender which we see in our Shastras. Are we able to do this kind of surrender is what we have to see. So when surrender is there, the second point which Prabhupada is bringing up is that with this surrender, what should one do? We should actually do devotional service. So in Bhagavad-gītā, Kṛṣṇa says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, and after that in Bhagavatam we says, chant the holy names of the Lord. Which names of the Lord? Vishnu Sahasranama has got 1000 names. So which name should we chant? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with a lot of mercy. He told us to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada also mentioned in this purport, saying that this yuga is not for other kinds of methods of liberation. We all know this very, very nicely. That in Satya Yuga it was meditation, and there were so many years of age that they had so much of lifespan. They used to do a lot of meditation. Even if you see 10,000 years of meditation plus yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana. After the stage of dharana and dhyana, the Guru used to come and give a mantra. Then that mantra they used to chant for another 10,000 years. And then they used to have samadhi and have darshan. And that too in the heart as a form of Paramatma. This was Satyuga. Minimum 20,000 years. 10,000 till to reach dharana, and then the mantra, and then for samadhi. Not possible. So Prabhupada says it is not possible to do meditation in this point. So if you go to Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, they used to do yajna. That to yajna, no darshan of the Lord per se. A representative of the Lord used to come out of the fire. And that too after so much of yajna, till your body is covered with a black suit, you cut an animal, put inside the yajna, and the animal has to come back live. That is a proof of yajna. And then some representation used to come with some kind of kheer or sandesh or whatever used to come. So this is not possible because we don't have pure ghee, we don't have anything. In Treta Yuga again, deity worship, long time. And that too, if you are lucky, the Lord will speak to you sometime. The darshan is still the deity only. But in Kali Yuga, what is the most astonishing thing which happened for all of us, and why we are sitting all of us sitting here, is because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and told us that Bhagavatam is the one. You have to follow this Shastra, and Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the one which has to chant. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya. We saw that. Bhagavatam is what we are supposed to follow, and Hare Krishna Mahamantra is what we are supposed to chant. He gave us. Earlier, when he was Nimai Pandit, and after that he went to Gaya, took his initiation and came, they also kept, the close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the Hare Krishna Mahamantra also very confidential. But what is his mood? His mood is Radharani's mood. To give for people who don't even deserve giving. We remember this story which Radharaman Maharaj always tells during our Parikrama Adivas. During the Parikrama Adivas, the Navadvip Pandal Parikrama Adivas, Radharaman Maharaj always tells one story in the Yoga Pit. He says that there was one story in Vraja. Radharani used to go and stay in Nanda Baba's house for a while. And then when she came back, Vrishabhanu Maharaj asked, what did you understand, or what did you feel, or what did you experience in Nanda Baba's house? She said everything was nice, but there is one problem. One boy is a problem. Which boy is a problem? There is one boy called Kṛṣṇa. He is a problem. So why? What has happened? Because Nanda Baba gave him the task of distributing prasadam to everybody who comes. And this person is going and saying, if you don't get a patra of your own, I am not going to give you prasad. I said, what is this? So if Nanda Baba went and asked Kṛṣṇa, what is this? You are saying that if you don't get your own patra, your own vessel, I will not give you prasad. Kṛṣṇa very logically said, see, they are coming to receive prasad. Don't you think they should logically bring one patra for themselves? What do you mean? And Nanda Baba also got convinced. He got convinced to do even Govardhan Puja, what to say. So he got convinced, saying that yes, he should get a patra. Then they came and said, see, Krishna is saying a logical thing. You have to give a patra for yourself if you want prasad. He said, no, that is not at all a solution. Then they asked, what is your solution? Radharani said, you should give a patra and also give prasad. That's the solution. So the mood of Krishna is to say, do this and I will give you this. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasya ma shuchaha. Get the patra, take the prasad. Close your eyes, I will save you. But Radharani is not like that. She said, I will give you the patra and I will save you. I will give you the mercy also. When Krishna identified that Radharani and the gopis are so happy just to serve him in this way, he, being an expert thief, stole that mood of Radharani. When he stole the mood of Radharani, he got stolen by Radharani and he became Gauranga. When he became Gauranga, he came here and in his mood to give as Radharani, he gave the Hare Krishna Mahamantra also to others. As I was saying, it was first kept hidden in the Srivas Angan. They used to close the door and do Sankirtan. Not open to everybody. Who people used to come also, they used to drive them away. One person came inside and hid himself inside and then he was driven away. But then when people started giving problems for those who are chanting outside for other Vaishnavas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, we are going to do Nagara Sankirtan. So he took everybody out and he said, all of you will go to Chandkazi and we will protest. So you come with a torch. They all prepared a torch. They took wooden sticks, bound it with cloth, put a lot of oil on it and then burnt it, and they took extra oil also in their hand so that it doesn't get extinguished. So they were chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and going, so blissful they were in that particular chant that they all started clapping. This is explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat in many verses. Okay, so when they were going, they were chanting. Then there is a question. One hand they had the fire, one hand they had the oil. How were they clapping? It is said that during that time they were so blissful that they immediately developed 4 hands. And then they were clapping with 2 hands, and one hand they had the fire and the other hand they had the oil for refilling. This is Mahaprabhu's mercy. What is Mahaprabhu's mercy? Mahaprabhu considered disqualification to be the qualification. In the mood of Radharani, disqualification is the qualification. Mosama patita Prabhu na paibe yara. So Narottam Das Thakur said, Mosama patita Prabhu na paibe yara. Why? Because patita pavana hetu tava avatara. You have come here to save the fallen, the most fallen. I am the most fallen. Start from me. It's a good prayer for all of us. Do good to everybody, start from me. I am the most fallen. It is a slight transcendental joke. So, surrender needs to be there if you have to get mercy of Krishna. No qualification or disqualification is the qualification that you need for getting mercy from Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu came and gave Nama Sankirtan, and he also gave us Vrindavan and Mayapur. Mayapur was also hidden. Radharani's own place, it was kept a big secret. But because he was in a mood of giving, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just opened up the entire Mayapur Dham and Vrindavan Dham, sent the Goswamis, open up the Vrindavan Dham for everybody. Because Vrindavan was opened up, because the Vaishnavas started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because the Acharyas started preaching, and because Srila Prabhupada went to the west and gave us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and because we have been told about Kartik month and Mayapur, about Vrindavan, we are all sitting here. So it is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we have got the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Mayapur Dham, Vrindavan Dham, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Kartik month which is just starting. One of the definitions of demons which Prabhupada says is that people who have an opportunity to take up Krishna consciousness but they don't take, they are called demons. So we have to introspect and see, we have the best of the parampara. Of course we must have pride on the parampara which we have. This is the best. There might be other paramparas which are good, no doubt. We are not saying this is the only parampara, but we have the best of the parampara where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is there in the line. And we have the greatest of the acharyas. Rupa Goswami is there who was leading the path. Jiva Goswami giving us all the necessary proofs. Gopala Bhatta Goswami giving us the entire Pancharatra which is required. Everything given to us on a platter. It is arranged for us. Even after that, if you are not able to muster pure surrender, then what do we say? This in definition is the definition of demons. If one is not able to take up Krishna consciousness seriously, even after having the best of the opportunity, Prabhupada called them demons. So, on this first day of Sharad Purnima of Kartik month, where all of us are assembled in this great piece of land, which is the best place in the 14 planetary system, whether we know it or not, whether we realize it or not, we are there, we are here on the best place in the entire 14 planetary system, in front of the great Panchatattva and Radha Madhav, Narsimdev, and we are there just half a kilometer from where Mahaprabhu himself was born. He walked this land, his dust is still there. We can roll on this nest, not just wait for go to Gordaha, we can roll anywhere in Mayapur maybe. Okay, so if this is what we have to use our free will to ensure that we align ourselves to the words of the Shastra, to the words of our Guru, and do not listen to the mind. Raghunath Das Goswami himself has given 11 verses of how you should treat your mind and plead to the mind, saying that please become a devotee, don't get distracted. He says, I clasp onto your lotus feet, my dear mind, please surrender to Krishna, please surrender to Radha and Krishna. So these Goswamis have given us the direction. We are here in the right place. Let us take it up very seriously. Kartik month being Kartik month can give us unlimited results of our pious of our devotional activities. Even somebody wants to do pious activities, it gets multiple fold results. So all of us, let's use this opportunity and surrender to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have some time. We can get some more words of wisdom from Janmashtami Prabhu, and anybody else wants to add.
There's an interesting reference where Giriraj Swami asked Srila Prabhupada, this was in the early days of Juhu, super intense period, and he asked Srila Prabhupada, how can we understand that we're advancing in Krishna consciousness? Now this is a little contradictory to one of the main points that you made. And Prabhupada responded by saying, how much anxiety are you in? So in one sense, there's material anxiety, and then there's also devotional anxiety. Anxiety to please Krishna, do whatever it takes to please Krishna, disregarding everything else. So I think that's what Prabhupada had in mind by his response to that. But, sometimes Krishna does that. Like with Prabhupada, there were so many instances where so heavy what he had to deal with, but he just, Vyashyatmika Buddhi, kept going in the order of his Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. Thank you so much for adding that. Mataji has a point.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the nice class. And my question is that we so many times heard about mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and my question is how to not become complacent, because then we heard so many times about something very great. After sometimes it become like usual.
Yes.
And how to keep this excitement,
Yeah. How to not become complacent? It is a very, very, very important question for all devotees who are trying to follow for a very long time, because all of us remember whenever that was, many years ago or many months ago, or I don't know, when we started chanting first time, when we heard Bhagavad-gītā for the first time, when we met devotees for the first time, when we started reading Bhagavad-gītā for the first time, or started tasting prasadam for the first time, what was the level of bliss? You know, it was amazing. It was always, whenever we speak about the first time and the bliss, just think about it, we always speak in the past tense. You know, it was so nice. It was so nice. Why is it not nice now? Okay, if it is not nice, we have to introspect. That is what is Mataji bringing up the point. Very interesting point is that devotees tend to become complacent. Prabhupada says that the way in which we are supposed to chant is like a child crying for the mother. The child doesn't cry half-heartedly; it cries full. Whenever the child is really wanting the care of the mother, the child is completely in dependence on the mother. That is the mood in which we're supposed to do our Kṛṣṇa consciousness every day. Because if we believe that Maya, we have just got over Maya for some time and then it's okay, we have started doing devotional service, we have done something, we have achieved something, that is also a tool of Maya to keep us down. Maya is very, very tricky and strong. Either she makes us believe that we have achieved it, or she makes us believe that we can never achieve it. Both the times, when we feel that we can never achieve it, go towards devotees and take shelter of them, take association, take inspiration from them. And whenever we have this feeling that we have achieved it, we are the best chanters, we are the best readers, we know the shloka the best, we are the ones who are coming to Mangalarti every day, nobody is coming, all these things, feelings when we come, we should always look at devotees who have achieved much more than us and take inspiration from them, saying that, oh, there is still lots to go. And when we see that, oh, we are not able to go forward, look back and see that we have covered some ground. Not that we are still there somewhere from the first day. So both of things, if we are always conscious, this is my answer which I am getting, Mataji, maybe it is to my level of consciousness, that if you are conscious that Maya is there and we are supposed to go a long way, then we will not become complacent. Becoming complacent is natural, and so if you are conscious about it, then we will not become complacent. This is what I think from my side.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu has a question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So, Harinam and Lord Himself has no difference.
Correct.
As we are hearing.
Correct.
And you have mentioned, so even taking the Harinam, we have to be surrendered. Then only we will get the mercy. So let us say the example of Azamil, no intention of taking the Harinam at the end of end of his life. But he is getting the mercy, even unintentionally also. So how we can understand this?
So Kṛṣṇa is a transcendental trickster. He'll create some rules and he'll break it in such a way that people get confused. Okay, so Ajamil's case is very, very special. Ajamil, what I have heard is that when he was young, he was following rules and regulations under the care of his guru and father. And to ensure that people understand that chanting one name of the Lord is enough, this entire Ajamil's pastime is made it into the records of Bhagavatam. What is understanding of Ajamil's story? When this was explained in one of the classes, one of the person was saying that, jokingly was saying, oh, Ajamil's story we can understand that we can enjoy the entire life and at the end just chant once and then we can go back home back to God. That is not the right understanding. The right understanding is that even after you have done all stupid things in your life, the greatness of Harinam is so high that it can give you a second chance. Ajamil was given a second chance. Why? Because when some sadhu came to his house, there's a backstory to this. When sadhu came to his house, he was the one who advised the wife to keep the last child's name as Narayana, because he knew this is going to happen. And then when the Yamadutas came, he had attachment to his last son. He called Narayana his son's name. So, Apanna samsrutim goram. Have you heard this verse? Apanna samsrutim goram yennama vivasho grinan. Even if you carelessly chant the name of the Lord, sadhyo, immediately, sadhyo vimuccheta. Tato sadhyo vimuccheta. Immediately it is, you're pardoned for all the sins. So this is, the Ajamil story is actually to glorify the strength of the holy names. And as I said, Kṛṣṇa can do whatever he wants. Because, see, till what level is the free will of a jiva? Free will of the jiva is till the level of you going and meddling with the supremacy of the Lord. You cannot say, this I will do, but because of this I have to get Goloka. There is no rule like that. And the converse is also true, that if a person does all these bad things, he will never get promoted to a higher planetary system. That also is not true, because he can do it. He can do it just to say that I can do it. Because if you come to a point and say, if somebody is doing a Brahma Hatya, he cannot be promoted to higher planetary system. If you make a rule like this, then this rule becomes superior to the mercy of the Supreme Lord. That is not possible. Mercy of the Supreme Lord is always superior to everything else. So, like how Prabhupada was asked, can Kṛṣṇa create a stone which is so heavy that even he can't lift it? Prabhupada said, yes, he can create a stone which is heavy that he can't lift it, and then he will lift it. That is how Kṛṣṇa operates. Pass the mic.
Nice kata, Prabhu. In regards to his question, I was thinking of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the conversation between Haridas Thakur and Gopala Chapala. There's this conversation where Haridas Thakur says, even if a Muslim gets mauled by a boar and yells haram, he can be liberated. But the point that's made there is that, and also Ajamil, it's the same, that the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Kṛṣṇa prema pradayate. We're going to be getting Kṛṣṇa prema, but Ajamil chanted Namabas, not offensively, but still it wasn't premanam. And similarly, one can chant the holy name Kṛṣṇa at the time of death, or by accident, or on Harinam you get someone to chant and they get benefit. They could even get so-called liberation. But the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that we get Kṛṣṇa prema, which requires surrender and requires Shuddhanam. And so I've heard that, in that sense, Ajamil got a second chance, and he was able to perfect his process of bhakti-yoga. But the real mercy of Chaitanya Prabhu is this premanam, which we get by fully surrendering to the holy name.
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.